Hello? Hello, can you hear me? So, good morning, can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you please respond to the chat? If you can hear me, can you please respond to the chat? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, thank you. Good morning. I can see your message. So, are you able to use your mic? Okay, thank you. Good morning. I can see your message. So, are you able to use your mic? Good morning and welcome to the channel. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the channel. If you can use your mic, can you please respond to my greetings and let me confirm you can use your mic? Good morning and welcome to the channel. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the channel. If you can use your mic, can you please respond to my greetings and let me confirm you can use your mic? Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Korede. Good morning. I can see your message. Oh, yeah. Sophia said it is keeping. Can you hear me now? Yeah, thank you, Korede. Good morning. I can see your message. Oh, yeah. Sophia said it is keeping. Can you hear me now? Okay, can anybody use your mic so I can know you can speak using the mic? Please speak through the mic while we are waiting for order to come. Thank you very much. You have confirmed that you can hear me. Your mic so I can know you can speak using the mic. Please speak through the mic while we are waiting for order to come. Thank you very much. You have confirmed that you can hear me. Yeah, thank you. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the channel today. Good morning, everyone. I would like somebody to use the mic so I can confirm that you can use your mic. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, thank you. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the channel today. Good morning, everyone. I would like somebody to use the mic so I can confirm that you can use the mic. Can you hear me? Okay, we are going to start when it is exactly 11:30 Central African time, and I'm just going to wait a little to allow other participants to come in. But while we are waiting, I will appreciate if somebody can use the mic so I can confirm that you can use the mic. So while we are waiting for others to come, we are going to start exactly 11:30, and as soon as it is 11:30, we are going to go live and start the training. So I will appreciate if we can use the mic to confirm that you can hear me. Is anybody able to use the mic and can speak with me? Hello? Okay, yeah, thank you for that message. You said you have been trying to use your mic, but it doesn't look like it's functional. So what we are going to do, if you can hear me now, I'm just looking at, to be honest, I'm just looking at the way where we will to use mic and have an interactive section, and I believe this is going to be very helpful. But if we are unable to use the mic to have an interactive section, so what I think we're going to do is just to start as soon as it is 11:30. We have just 6 minutes more, 6 minutes to go. And once it is 11:30, we're going to start. And we can schedule a new plan moving forward. But for now, we are going to start the lecture, the class by 11, exactly when it is 11:30. We are going to start. I hope it's going to be a success. But if by any chance we are unable to have interaction, then we might have to reschedule onto another platform, or probably make a new plan on this platform. But I will make sure I do everything possible to be able to get us on board. I'm really sorry for the technical issues. Let's see what's gonna happen between now and 11:30. If we are able to get things done, then that would be a good thing for us. And if we are unable to do that, then we can reschedule our time and reschedule the platform we're gonna use. Okay. Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for your message. You said you have been trying to use the mic, but you have not been able to use the mic. Okay, so once it is 11:30, we are going to start, and we are going to conduct the training. And if we are able to have an interactive session, we can have a big plan moving forward. But for now, let us keep waiting and see what's going to happen till 11:30. Once it is 11:30, we can start our training and decide what we're going to do moving forward. Thank you for joining. So we have only got 7 minutes more, and in the next, 4 minutes more, and in the next 4 minutes, we're going to start, and we can decide what is going to happen next. I'm sorry, really sorry for the technical problems we are currently going through. And this is a technical issues that we never foresee, but at the same time, it's a good opportunity for us to come together here, and I can assure you we are going to get this resolved. Yeah, so we are waiting for the next 2 minutes, and as soon as it is 11:30, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll be able to have interaction here. As soon as it is 11:30, then we can remodel and replan our training. So it will really not be good enough if we are unable to have a good interaction. This is going to be a practical based training. But unfortunately, if you are able to have people to be able to speak and use the mic, then it will really be difficult for us to go on. So I'm still working on making sure that we are able to use our mic, and if we are able to do that, then it will be a good thing for us. Unfortunately, if we cannot get to that level, then we might have to reschedule our training for some other time. I'm really sorry for the inconveniences. I hope we'll be able to get this done as soon as possible. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Okay. I think yeah. So can you try to use your mic now? Can somebody try to use Yeah, can somebody try to use a mic now? I want to be sure we'll be able to have a good interactions on this platform, and that would be a good thing for us. Can somebody try to use Can somebody try to use a mic now? I want to be sure we'll be able to have a good interactions on this platform, and that would be a good thing for us. This is unfortunately it looks like the audience are unable to use the mic, and we have not been able to have good interaction. So unfortunately it looks like the audience are unable to use the mic, and we have not been able to have good interaction. Okay. Thank you very much for joining us. But just for the brief, if you can hear me, I'm going to have an highlight of the things that we should do today, and I'm just going to give an highlight of the things we should do today. Moving forward, we'll have to go back and re-strategize and make a big plan from a bigger platform, or come back on this platform next week, and I hope we will have been able to rectify everything that needs to be rectified. But just before you go, just give me a moment. Yeah, so just before we go, I'm going to have an highlight of the things we should do today. But it will have been a very good thing if we all are able to have interaction. We want to make it practical as possible. But unfortunately, the mic is not working, and I will have to go back to reset and make sure that everybody is able to use the mic and we can have a very good interactive session. But just before we go, I'm only going to have a brief conversation with us and what we can expect in this training. So if you can hear me, can you please send a message and say you can hear me, so I know I'm not just talking to myself? If you can hear me, can you please just send a message and say I can hear you into the chat box? So if you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. in the chat box. Yeah, thank you, Korede. Yeah, yeah, thank you very much, Korede. I can see that message. Thank you, Maru. I can see that message. So I'm really sorry for the inconvenience. This is just a technical issues. I never expected this is gonna be like this, but I promise you, I will have to go back and rework the system to making sure that we can communicate and interact. That will be a better thing for us. Otherwise, we will not be able to do anything. Thank you for your understanding. Now, good morning, everyone. My name is BayoBrahim. I am a co-founder of Plantation Foods. I'm also a founder of Maple Homes and Apartments in London. I finished from the University of Ibadan. I also have my master's degree from University of London. I have had several business training certificates, most especially from Lagos Business School. I am really very interested, particularly about training people on business plan writing. This is something I am really very passionate about. And what spurred this idea, what initiated this idea, is because of my antecedents and my experience in business in the last 15 years. I have encountered several challenges in business. I have encountered several rigors going through different businesses. And successfully, I have been able to build a business that lasted over the period of 10 years. I have started business in housing and regeneration sector, and it is currently working well. So far, so good. I have had experience working with people as an employee, and I've had my personal experience working as an employer. I have had to deal with people. I've also had to deal with clients. I've had to deal with suppliers, distributors, and employees. So all of these experience in the past 15 years I've put together, and I've decided to take it upon myself as a responsibility to train people on the areas I have not worked well for myself. And that is why I am organizing this business class training for startup owners, for business owners, and for small scale business owners, especially. Ladies and gentlemen, many of the times when we have intention to start business, we are more prepared to starting the business, looking for the money, looking for the capital, and looking for how to start than preparing for the business plan. Unfortunately, majority of us get blindfolded by the rigors, by the need to start the business, than the need to prepare, to plan for the business itself. And because of this, on most occasions, we are usually faced with challenges. And most of these challenges get overwhelming that eventually affect our businesses. And that is why today, many of our businesses do not last long. We have people who have started business in their first 1, 2, 3 years, they do well, and in the next 5 years of their business life, they began to experience problems and challenges. And I'm happy to tell you, it is possible that you own a business that work well in the first 5 years. As a matter of fact, the first 6 years, 7 years, and 10 years. it is possible that you have a business, because even when you don't have a plan, it is possible that we have such businesses. But the question you want to ask is, how many of our businesses last beyond 5 and 10 years? Statistics has shown that 10%, 10 out of 100 businesses die in their first 5 years. And statistics has shown again that 10 out of the 10% out of the 10 businesses that survive their first 5 years will die in their first 10 years. So these statistics are not just rhetorics, they are not just analytics, and they are not just data. They are not just there for data purpose. They are facts and figures that helps startups owners to prepare for how to start. In my understanding, I've come to realize that majority of businesses or business owners failed to prepare by having their business plan. And the question I want to ask you, if there is anything or if there is any journey that you want to go in life that is going to affect your entire life, that is going to affect your children, that is going to affect your family, that is going to affect everything around your life, the best thing to do is to prepare for it. The best thing to do is to make a big plan for it. Unfortunately today, majority of us have our business plans in our head, thinking everything is going to be fine. By the time we start, we don't have any strategic documented plan for the business we have in mind. First of all, I am going to be telling you practical experience from my business life and my experience from other businesses, and I'm going to be bringing you real time case studies that will give you an insight of what a successful business should look like, of what a good business plan should look like. And I'm happy to inform you, if you can take your time, I don't know what business you have in mind, I don't know what you are planning to do, but if you can take your time to have your business written, to have a clear blueprint for your business, right? Then it is going to tell you whether the business you have in mind is visible or not. Feasibility of a business is dependent on the business plan. Majority of us don't take our time to do this. Let me give you an instance. If anybody is going to start a business, one critical aspect of the business that you must do, that you must conduct yourself, you must dedicate yourself to, is your finance. There's a segment dedicated to the finance of your business. What is your startup capital? What is going to be how do you generate your cash flow? What is going to be your turnover, your annual turnover? And what is going to be your APR, which is your annual profit return? And what is going to be your break even? Let me break it down one after the other so that we all can understand this. If you go to bank and present your business proposal to take a loan of 10 million naira, and the bank is happy to give you a loan of 10 million? One of the biggest questions that will come to mind is that when are you going to return the money back to the bank? If you have taken a loan of 10 million, how soon or how long is it going to take you to refund bank their money? Because definitely this is a loan. And that is how you should see your capital, your startup capital. No matter how small your capital is, no matter how big your startup capital is, you should see your startup capital as a loan that you are taking from a bank. And the question you should ask yourself before you start is, how soon are you going to be able to make that 10 million so you can be able to return it back to the owner? If I give you a loan of 10 million to start a business, when are you going to return that money back to me? This is the basic and critical segment of any business plan. And this is going to be a test of the feasibility of your business. So from there, you want to start talking about your cash flow. What is the flow of cash in the business? How often do you receive income? How much is your monthly turnover? Then, in the monthly turnover, what is the cost of operation? Then you can be able to decide what is the profit from the business. Many of our businesses do not have these structures. We are unable to say clearly how much we are going to be making as our monthly turnover. If you have taken a loan of 10 million, for instance, and the standard is that you should be able to return this money back to the bank within the next 10 months, and on the maximum within the next 12 months. And that is why when you go to take a loan, the standard yardstick, the standard metrics is 12 months. Anybody is not going to be able to take loan and pay back more than 12 months. That is the standard, especially for small scale business owners. So you must be able to spread your monthly turnover or calculate your monthly turnover in such a way that by the time you deduct your monthly cost of operation and other expenses, what is left for you at the end of the month will be enough to pay back your loan. If you take 10 million naira from the bank, for instance, they're going to spread it for the period of 10 months. What that means is that you must be paying 1 million naira back to the bank every month. Now you want to calculate, are you going to be able to make 1 million naira in profit? If you are able to make 1 million naira in profit and you pay 1 million naira back to your bank as a return of their loan for the period of 10 months, what you have left in your business, will it be enough for you as your cost of operation? And this is where many of us has failed. We don't pay attention to how much we generate as revenue. We don't pay attention to what is our monthly or daily or weekly cost of operation. And we don't pay attention to how much are we making exactly in profits. If you cannot do all of this, if you cannot have a clarity for all of this, then it will be very difficult to manage your finance as a business owner. And this is one critical area where many of us fail in business. Go to businesses, go to markets, go to people that run businesses, you will understand that they don't track. There is no clear track of how much they make, or how much is their revenue per month, or how much is their revenue per day, or how much is their revenue per year. This is called your turnover. You must be able to state clearly how much is your daily turnover, how much is your weekly turnover, how much is your monthly turnover, and this is going to help you to analyze a clear feasibility for your business. Ladies and gentlemen, all of these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about. The moment you are able to deal with this, you can be rest assured you will be able to clearly state what is your break even. Your break even period is the time you are able to make back how much your startup capital is. Take for instance, if your startup capital is 10 million naira, your break even period is the time when you are able to make that 10 million exactly as profit, and you still have your startup capital back. So for instance, if you start with 10 million by taking loan from bank, your break-even period is the period when you are completely refunded bank money. You have completely refunded the 10 million naira back to the bank, and you are still able to operate your business efficiently without having to go to the bank the second time. If you understand this, I want you to type in the comment section and say you understand this. So, and if you have any question, please put it forward in the comment section. So this is a statement of feasibility. So having said that, this is just an introduction, so you will understand what it means to have a clear business plan. You will understand what it means to have a feasibility study. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Maru, for understanding that. Thank you for your message. Your number one purpose for running a business is growth. You want to grow. You want to experience growth. You want to take your business from one step to another. You want to take your business from one generation to another generation. If your intention is to build a sustainable business, so a sustainable business is not just a business. People are very comfortable running a business for 1 year, for 2 years, and they leave it and jump to another business. People are very comfortable running a business for 5 years, for 6 years, they stop it at a point and jump into another business. That is not a sustainable business. By definition, a sustainable business is a business that solves the environmental problem. Is a business that aligns with sustainable development goals agenda. A sustainable business is a business that can transit from a micro to a small scale, from a small scale to a medium scale, from a medium scale to a large scale. If your business cannot transit, cannot develop, cannot grow from this small scale to a medium scale, or from medium scale to a large scale, then it is not sustainable. So that is what a sustainable business is. You must be able to transfer, there must be a model to transfer your business from one generation to another. We have seen businesses operated by Indians, by Pakistans, by the Chinese, by the British, by Americans, by Japanese, being transited from one generation to another. This is a very clear attribute of a sustainable business. If you are able to sustain your business, to transit it from one generation to another, you are a successful business owner. But to be able to do this, you must be able to have a clear business plan. From the start of your business, you must be able to state what is your business vision, what is your business mission, what are your operation standard. And that is why you always have standard operating procedure in every successful business. Many of these things are the things that we don't have in our part of the world. And that is why you see people doing well in their business 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, some even 25 years. But go back and see those businesses. How much has it impacted in society? How much has it been able to move from one generation to another? We don't have generational business anymore. People just want to have business just to survive. If your intention is to grow a business that you will be able to transfer from yourself to your children, from them to another generation, then you will need a clear business plan. And this should be the intention of any business owner. And that is why it is important for us to go through the procedures and the process of writing a bankable and viable business plan. Like I have mentioned, my intention is to help and train people on how to get this done. So as much as you can, you will be able to establish a business, a sustainable business for yourself. And as you move on in your business time, in your business life, you can review. You can subtract, you can add as you grow a business. It is not wrong if you don't get everything right at the start. But one thing that will be very wrong is when you don't start on a good note. And that is why we have to take this very, very serious. There is a Yoruba adage that says, "Èèyàn méjì ò kí ń pàdánù rọ́." Ẹni tá bá ń parọ́ fún tí ò bá mọ̀, ẹni tó ń parọ́ fúnra ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé òun parọ́. One good thing that your business plan is going to do for you, it is going to tell you your business plan is never going to deceive you, because you are going to write it with high level of intentionality. You don't need to put your business plan in your head. It has to be a blueprint, a documented blueprint. It doesn't have to be a volume of big papers or a volume of dictionary. No, it could be a single page. It could be 2 pages. It could be 3 pages. It could be 4 pages. What is most important is that you understand what you are writing as your plan. If you can put a pen and paper and write down your business strategy, there is high chance, high tendency that that plan is going to be successful. You are going to know what is going to work for you, because you are starting from where you are. You know what you have, you know the skills you have, you know who you are going to need in that business, you know who your customers are going to be, you know what the problems are going to be, what problems you are going to face in that business. You are going to have idea what challenges you are going to have. You are going to have a deep knowledge of who your competitors are going to be. You are going to understand what government policies can affect your business. You are going to understand where, what type of product you should offer to your customers. And at any point in time, when you start the business with the business plan, with the right business plan, and at any point in time you get to the market and things seems not to be working, you can always come back because you know what you have written and you have seen the practical, you have seen the reality. You can always come back to the business plan and readjust your plan to what is the reality, what is obtainable. In 2012, when I started my business, I had a plan for 3 varieties of products to be sold in the market. And this was based on my market research. The information I got from the market, and we acted on that market research. And we developed 3 varieties of our brand, of our product. By the time we got to the market, before we went to the market, we had assumed that the biggest size of the variety was going to be the most accepted size. And we had assumed that the medium might really not flow well in the market. And we had assumed that the smallest size are going to be the categories for the students. But when we got to the market for sales and supply, the dynamics change. The realities change. And we now understand what the market's demands and what the market's needs are. We immediately came back and readjusted the business model. We readjusted the business plan to suit what the market wants. And that's why I say, don't do business that you like. Do the business that your customers want. Don't make a product that you love. Do the product, make the product that your customers demand. Because you are in for business. Your interest is to make money. Your interest is not to satisfy yourself. So all of these things are what your business plan is going to clarify. It's going to explain to you. And if you are able to put all of this together, it is going to help you moving forward in executing those plans. And you yourself can say clearly how to execute and manage those plans. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the things we are going to be talking about is what I called market research. Unfortunately today, many of us assume that our business idea is a good thing and it is going to work in the market without considering the conducting a market research. Many of the big businesses that we see, multinational businesses that we see, before they start any business at all, no matter how small it is, people don't just start business. You don't just think about the business idea without conducting a market research. You will need to see for yourself the feasibility of that business idea. If I have in mind to start a cattle ranch, then I want to know, who am I going to be selling these cattle for? Where am I going to be getting my cattle from? Which of the varieties or which of the breeds of the cattle is the best breed? And if I eventually establish a cattle ranch, who are going to be my customers? It is easy to start a cattle ranch and expend your energy and your money on the farm for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, or even 1 year, or even more. But if you are able to build a cattle ranch, who are you going to be selling it for? For instance, if you start a cattle ranch in the eastern part of the country, the result of that business is not going to be the same with starting a ranch in the northern part of the country. And the result is not going to be the same with starting a ranch in the western part of Nigeria. So for each of these categories, for each of this region, there is high need for us to make a market research. Where will you be getting the cattle from? Where are you going to be getting the feed from? How much is it going to cost you to establish this? Then who are going to be your customers? What varieties of cattle or what breeds of cattle do they want? Are you going to be selling to business owners? Is it going to be based on business to business? Or is it going to be based on business to customers? Or business to consumers? So all of these things are going to be part of your market research. Are your customers willing and ready to pay for your kind of products? So all of these are part of the market research that you need to conduct. So individual who is intending to start a business, because I see people wasting so much money, so much energy doing the wrong businesses, and this is not something we want to continue. And after 1 year, or after 6 months, or after 2 years, you realize that the money, the capital, and everything is off, and they want to start all over again. People have started a lot of businesses, and government policies has affected them. Customers' demand has affected them. Environmental need has affected them. All of these are what you are going to understand about having a business plan. And the moment you understand all of this, you have a clarity whether your business is visible or not, whether people are going to buy your idea or not. It is not enough to have a good idea in your head. The first thing you want to do, conduct your market research by going to your customers, ask them questions. Just recently, a young man walked up to me. He has just finished university. He finished his NYC, and he has so much money that he could start a business with. So he started a baking material business. So in his head, he had assumed that his customers are going to be local bakeries that works around him. So he's been able to locate a shop, a business shop, somewhere around where there are local bakeries. And he has stocked the shops for over 2.5 million. He got the shops, he paid, he has spent about 3.5 million to start this business. Unfortunately for him, by the time he started this business, many of the local business owners that he had assumed are going to be his customers already have their own existing problem. And what is the problem? The problem they are currently facing is that many of the local bread makers are now being phased out by modern bakery owners. And that is why any cities you get to today, you are going to see pharmacies that have their own bakery, and they have their modern bakery. So when you go to pharmacies, you buy breads that are well packaged, produced in a serene environment. And this strategy is taking off market from the local bread owners. And you get to see different modern bakeries springing up. Well packaged products produced in a serene environment. And these are taking market away from the local bakery owners. Unfortunately, this guy did not put all of these things into consideration. There is market dynamics. What he was seeing as a market opportunity before has changed. It has shifted from what it used to be. By the time he started his business, majority of these modern bakery owner don't go to the local shops to buy stuffs. They buy their stock in bulk. They go to Lagos, to Ibadan to get their stock without patronizing the local markets. So that makes it difficult for people like him to be able to operate his baking material shops efficiently. Within the first 3 months, he got frustrated because nobody was coming. The market he expected he was going to get, he wasn't getting those markets. Many of his expected customers already folded up. And those who are still surviving, who are still operational, they are only surviving and waiting for the time they're also going to fold up. He did not see all of these things before he started business. Apparently, he has invested his hard-earned money in the wrong business. Ladies and gentlemen, if we had taken his time to conduct a market research, to visit some of his potential customers, ask them questions, discuss to them about his intention, perhaps he will have seen with his own eyes what they are currently going through, and he will have understand that there is really no market where he think there will be market, and he will have understand the result of his market research will have tell him that the business he is intending to do is not the right business for this time, and perhaps he will have changed his idea or model his business towards the modern bakery owners, and that is how the business failed. Within the first 6 months, he had to shut down businesses idea that we have are good in our head without putting them to test. So a market research is as important, is a very critical part of a successful business. No successful business established without conducting a market research. You do not have to conduct market research by engaging consultants or by involving people. You can do this on your own if you don't have the money to do that. But I'm saying to you, no promising business established without having a market research. So if you have intention of starting any business, please put it in the comment section. What business do you have in mind? What sector do you want to invest in? And how much do you think you want to start with? Put it in the comment section, and we are going to start from here. This is where you should start from. Think about the business idea carefully. Do you really have available markets? Is there really a problem to be solved in this sector? Do you think your customers you have in mind, your potential customers you have in mind, are really going to buy the idea? So all of these are most important parts of starting a business. If you want to establish a sustainable business, your number one thing is your market research. How you are going to conduct your market research is by understanding what product, what business do you want to do. I've given 2 case studies, 2 examples of somebody establishing a cattle ranch and the other person establishing a baking material store. So mention, know what business do you want to do? Do you think there is a problem in this sector you want to solve? And how far do you think your market want to reach? I'm going to give you the last case study on market research. A young man spoke to me. He has been running his business for 5 good years, and things has been working well for him. By the time he conducted his market research was only for a geographical region. Let me give you an instance. If you have conducted your market research for Ilorin alone, it is possible that your market research or your business idea is going to work for Ilorin people based on your market research. If you grow that business to a level where you think you want to come out of Ilorin and go to Lagos to sell your product in Lagos, what is most possible is that your business will not be successful in Lagos, because you only conducted a market research for Ilorin people. You never make an attempt to take your market research to Lagos and conduct a market research for Lagos people to test the feasibility of your business idea. And that is why you see most people, when they conduct their market research in a region and the research outcome is positive, they start the business and it will be working well for them. They're going to be making good money, good profits. They're going to be living life. But those businesses will not be able to scale when they are trying or attempting to move or to sell their product to another region, because their market research is only conducted for the region where their business is. So by the time they move to another region to sell or to look for customers, then it becomes a big problem. So that is why in your business plan, your vision in your business plan will say clearly, where do you want to be in another 5 years? Where do you want to be? Where do you think your business should be in another 10 years? If your vision is to make your business one of the best poultry farmer in Africa, then your market research is not going to be limited to Nigeria alone. You will need to conduct a market research in Ghana. You will need to conduct a market research in Kenya. You will need to conduct a market research in northern African countries, because your vision, the vision of your business, you cannot say your vision, the vision of your business is to be the best poultry farmer in Africa, and you only conduct your market research in Ibadan. Do you understand now? Your business, your market research will need to be conducted where your business vision is, where you are looking, where you see your business in 5 years and in 10 years. And that is why many businesses fail to scale, to grow, because they have limited their market research to where they are starting from. If you are going to start a production factory in Osun, for instance, and you have conducted your market research in Osun, your vision cannot extend. The vision of your business cannot at any time extend beyond Osun. If your intention is to be the biggest
kuli producer in Nigeria. What that means is that by the time you are conducting your market research, you don't just limit it to Osun. You will need to go to the northern part of the country and conduct a market research. They will tell you what kind of kuli do they want. Is it the sugar type? Is it the salty type? Is it the pepper type? Is it the longer type? Is it the shorter type? Is it the crunchy type? Is it the one made with vegetable oil? Is it the one made with coconut oil? You will need to go to the eastern region and conduct the market research. These are the problems that many of our businesses face. We build good business, we build good ideas on the wrong foundation. And when it is time for us to grow, to scale up, we find it difficult because where we think we want to sell to, we have not conducted the market research before we start. And you see businesses doing well in their region, they make good sales, they make good markets, and by the time they want to go to other regions, it becomes so difficult and they fail. They will spend a lot of money on marketing, they will spend a lot of money on promotion. I have had a personal experience in this. My business was doing quite very well in the southwest. This was the region where I conducted market research. Was brilliantly doing well, was making good money. I was making good profits, good revenue. I was enjoying everything around the business. But when I had an intention of selling to the north, creating a market in the north, it became a problem. I spent money on promotion, I spent money on marketing, spent money on recruitment, spent money on consultation, yet it still did not work. Because when I started the business, I did not consider those regions to conduct my market research. It is not wrong for you to start where you are. Starting small, it is not wrong for you to do that. But as you grow a business, you will need to begin to readjust. You will need to begin to readjust your business model. You need to begin to readjust your business plan to what is visible. If you understand all of this, it is not going to take you a long time to know which market is not going to work for you. And by the time you get to a market and it is becoming difficult, you have adjusted and it's still not working, your business plan will tell you to withdraw from that market and invest your money somewhere else. These are the problems. These are the basic foundation problems that many of our businesses have. And I want you to consider this before starting your business at all. If you have understand this, I want you to send a message in the comment section so I can confirm you understand what we are talking about. If you have any question on this, I want you to put it in the comment section so I can understand what we are talking about. Thank you, Korede. You said you understand the break-even analysis. That is a beautiful one. Break-even analysis of the world today are working on their food politics. So every countries of the world today, they pay good attention on their food politics, on food security. So if this is your interest, I'm sure this boot camp is going to be beneficial to you because you will need to decide, you will need to understand if this is really going to work for you. If this is really a visible business that you can do. Korede said you want to do poultry, which is a very good one. Rearing of livestock. I've mentioned this in my case study. Your business cannot scale in a new location, if your market research there isn't solid enough, that is it. That is it. That is it. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. This was coming from Dr. Abdul Hamid Abdullah. Thank you very much for your reference. And the Korede said, buying and selling of egg to food seller and raw food stuff selling. It is an existing business that experienced some kind of setback, which has had to experience and encourages in going forth. Okay, good. So Korede said it looks like Korede has decided what kind of businesses he wants to do in poultry. So by the time as we go on in this boot camp, I'm going to be selecting 12 businesses. We are going to select 12 businesses, and we are going to model some of this business on the training that we are going to have. If you are very lucky, your business is going to be part of the businesses that we are going to model. But I just hope by next conversation, all of you are going to be able to have access to using mic, or we can use a better platform where you'll be able to use mic. We are going to select 12 businesses after the whole training and model those businesses based on the training that we have. So by the time we finish those modeling, each of us can go back and rewrite our business plan based on the model. I have recognized two people who are consistent, who are constant in today's training. The first of them is Maruf Olabanji, and the second person is Korede Abdullah. I am promising you, we are going to take your business idea and model it. Your business ideas are going to be part of the businesses we are going to model at the end of this training. And then by the time we finish the modeling, yourself, you are going to decide. You will be able to decide whether your business idea is feasible or not. But before we do that, I want you to take your time between now and next week. This is the assignment. Take your time and conduct a market research. Conduct a market research for your business. You must be able to have explained to you what your market is conducting a market research could look like. Be specific. What problem have you identified? What problem do you want to solve? It is understandable. Maruf said he wants to go into goat rearing, which is a beautiful one, a very beautiful idea, especially at this time when government is coming with cattle ranching and rearing. This is a beautiful idea. Let me give you an instance. Your idea aligns with new government policy. It aligns with the new government livestock policy in Nigeria. 2, your idea also aligns with the level of insecurity in terms of cattle rearing, open grazing system. Your idea is going to solve the problem of open grazing cattle rearing. And the last thing is your problem is going to address the problem of food insecurity. It has addressed the problem, it's going to address the problem of food insecurity. So this is how your business has aligned to sustainable development goals. So now you want to think about how is this now going to be sustainable? If you are able to build a sustainable business in this sector, it is one business that can take you to the limelight, that you can be able to transfer from your generation to another generation. This is likely going to be a viable business. But before you go, I will appreciate if you can conduct your home market research as little as possible. Who are your target customers? Identify who are your target customers. Do you plan, I'm talking about Maruf now, do you plan to sell your product or your business to business owners? If you finish rearing your goats, are you going to be selling it to people who are going to be selling it to consumers? Or do you want to, is it going to be a business to business? Is it going to be a business to consumer? Are you going to be selling to people who are going to be killing them directly and consuming them? Or do you want to combine the two together? If you have been able to identify this, then you want to go to them. What kind of ram or what kind of goats do they prefer? What range, what price of goat do they buy? So that you will know that once your goat is up to so kg or so amount, then you stop rearing them, you sell them off. So that you'll be able to know the moment your goat has gotten to this age, to this weight, you should sell them off. So this is your market research, and you want to know where do they buy do they have any problem buying goats in the past? If they don't have any problem buying goats, your business might not fly. You might be thinking in your head it's going to be a good business, but they might have a way where they buy goats in surplus. So if you are going to start your own, then you might not have any market for it. So these are what should be in your market research. Conduct your market research as simple as it could be, as little as it could be. Then you are going to understand what the feasibility of your business is. I hope you understand that. So between now and next week, whatever business ideas you have, I want you to go back to the drawing board. Write it clearly. This is the business I want. Be specific. Successful business owners have clear statements. What do you want to do? Rearing of livestock, basic. What kind of livestock? I want to be poultry farming is livestock. Pig rearing is livestock. Goat rearing is livestock. Right? Rabbit rearing is livestock. What exactly do you want to do? What area of livestock do you want to be focused on? Be specific, be clear. This is what I want to do. I want to rear goats. So anybody that comes to you knows you are rearing goats. I want to rear cattle. Everybody knows your basic business is cattle rearing. It is not impossible that you have goats in your cattle farm. Yeah, but what you are focused on is cattle. Fish farming is livestock. If you want to go into fish farming, that is being specific. Make it a clear statement. I want to be rearing goats. I want to be rearing cattle. I want to be rearing so. That is your problem statement. And you should state, why do you want to do so? What is the problem in the market? And you must also state, where are the market? Where are your customers? Who do you want to sell to? Are they willing and ready to buy and pay? What is going to be your value? If I have people going to as far as Kaduna to bring livestock, why do you think they want to stop going to Kano to buy from you? What is the problem statement in that sector? Then you want to ask them, are they ready? Many of them enjoy traveling. Many enjoy go far. Part of their business, what makes their business a business, what makes them to stick to that business It's because they love traveling, they love the experience, going to the bush, going to the farm, going to the north to bring cattle, to bring goats. They enjoy it and they can't stop it. We also have some of those experiences ourselves. So many of them love those adventures. Do you think if you start rearing farm within them, they will stop going to Kano, they will stop going to the north, going to the Kaduna, going to the northern part to come and buy from you? What is your value proposition? What are you going to make? What is going to make you to stop them from going to that far to buy from you? Do you are you getting this now? So these are going to be part of your market research. Ask them question. Don't assume you have that big idea. Those big ideas are big only in your head. Is it big in your customer's head? Do they really want you to do that? You think they're going to welcome you? If you're going to be selling to consumers, household, right? What are your value proposition? Are you going to have a platform where people can book online and you deliver to them clean, freshly clean goats, healthy and well-raised goats? Instead of them coming to market to buy, are you going to have a platform where they can select what sizes, what color, what age they want to buy, and you deliver to their house without them coming stressing themselves to the market? So what is the problem you want to solve rearing goats? So do your market research, and how much do you think they are willing to buy? Are they willing to spend 100,000 on a goat? Are they willing to spend 1 million naira on a single goat? I saw somebody posted a goat sometimes ago and they said the goat worth 7 million naira. Is this the kind of customers you want who are going to be who are ready to spend 7 million on a single goat? Or those who are only going to be looking for goats of 25,000? So you need to do your market research. It's going to help. It's going to help you to classify your business. And that's why you see there are businesses who don't care how much their competitors are making. They are comfortable with what they do because they have stated clearly what they want to do. They are not about quantity. They believe in luxury. There are brands like Mercedes-Benz. Why do you think Mercedes-Benz don't sell like Toyota? Why do you think BMW is not selling like Nissan? Why do you think Chrysler, there are luxurious vehicles brand, they only make 25 of a brand in a year, and the 25 they made is meant for specific people, but they are class. They are very expensive. It is only meant for luxurious individual. You must be able to say, is this the kind of business, the kind of product you want to push to the market? Until you are able to say all of this, we get confused. Most often we get confused when we get to the market because we don't have a plan. Who do you want to sell to? Who are your customers? Because you see your competitor reducing price and you also want to drag down price. No, every product has its own customer. No matter how horrible it is, no matter how bad it is, no matter how expensive it is, you will not be surprised. You will be surprised that somebody is buying a pair of shoes for 25 million naira. That is class. You must be able to categorize who are your customers. That is customer segmentation. This is part of the things we're going to be training, we're going to be learning. You must be able to have customer segmentation. If you are starting your business in Ilorin, does not mean your business has to be everywhere in the country. You could only capture Ilorin, make good money, establish a sustainable business, Then do something else from your profit. Start another thing. So this is business is going to be part of your business model canvas. There are businesses in this world that their only outlet, they have eateries, their outlets are very small, but they have multiple of those small outlets everywhere spread across. So if they see their competitors building big mansions, building big factory, building big outlets, they don't care. They just want to build a small kiosk, small shops in multiple places. For instance, if you sell popcorn or you sell puff, for instance, if you have your shop in one local area and you have that in multiple places, it is better than having thinking that you can have a big shop that will sell to everybody in the country. So you must be able to model your business operation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying to you why your business market research is bigger than your business idea. You need to go to people you want to sell to, ask them questions, interview them, let them understand what your intention is, ask them how much are they willing to pay, how much are they willing to buy, what classes of products are they ready to buy. This is going to help you or to tell the feasibility of your business. And one of the things I've also spoken about is your geographical location. If you have conducted your market research in Osogbo, you have not gone to Kano, you have not gone to Kaduna to make your market research, don't expect that your business is going to work everywhere. Except you are ready to do your research everywhere, then you can have idea what is going to work for you. You can unify your business model. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop here. But before I stop, I'm going to go through just a few things. Just give me a moment. Yeah, some of the things we are going to go through in this training. I'm happy and I appreciate you for staying to this time, despite that you're unable to use your mic. I'm going to give a chance for everyone to ask questions using the inbox, using the comment section. You can ask questions. Then, but before we do that, I'm going to go through the list of the things we're going to be going through in this business camp. First of all, we're going to be going through, I've spoken about your market research. We're going to be going through the components of a business plan. Components, complete components, and we are going to be explaining to you by the end of this business camp. You will be able to sit down on your own and write your own business plan. It doesn't have to be a luxurious, a voluminous pages. It could be 2 pages, it could be 3 pages. What is most important is that you have a clear understanding of what you want to do and you don't deceive yourself. That is what a business plan is going to help you to do. You will not have any reason to deceive yourself because you don't want to waste your energy. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to waste your youthful age doing the wrong business. Don't waste your youthful energy doing the wrong business. These are the things many people have done. By the time you are 30, you are 40, you are 45, your energy is declining already. By the time you are 45 and you are 50, you will not be able to absorb any disappointment anymore. You will not be able to absorb any shock anymore. You don't want to waste your youthful age doing the wrong thing. However, there is always a second chance for everyone. I have had my own share of disappointment, and this is why I've taken it upon myself to tell people what they need to do before starting the business. So we are going to be going through the components. We are going to be going through through the 8 components of a business plan. One of it is the executive summary. we're going to be talking about your executive summary. Your executive summary should tell everything about your business. We are going to be talking about your company description. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? What are your plans? We're going to be talking about your market analysis. You see, your market analysis is just an abstract from your market research. In the market analysis, we're going to be talking about the overview of your industry, your target market, and your customer segmentation. We're going to be talking about your market trend, what is trending in the market, the organizations and the management. What structure do you want to put in place? Who and who do you want to employ? Who are you? Who is going to be your management team? How strategic are your management team? All of this, it doesn't have to be too complicated or too comprehensive. Make it as simple as it is. And as you grow in business, you can modify them. And by the time the business reached 9 years, this guy was already earning 150,000 from our business. This was the same guy that started with 5,000 naira. And after a few years, between 7 to 8 years, he was already on 150,000 naira. The guy started university from my company and he graduated from the company. He was working and he was going to school. While he's in school, he was earning salary. So this is how to structure loyal employee, right? So we are also going to be talking about market sales and strategy, your pricing strategy, your sales channels, your promotion and enrichment strategy. We are talking about your customers acquisition cost. What is your customers acquisition cost? Right? That's what they call CAC. What is going to cost you to get a new customer to yourself? What strategy are you going to use to have customer retention? Some of these things are what we're going to be talking about. We are also going to be talking about the operation plan. What is your operation plan? If you have been able to define your business, your organization, what is your operation plan? How do you want to make it seamless? Right? So we are going to be talking about your operation plan, your day-to-day operation, your location, facilities, technology, and equipment. How do you want to infuse all of these things together to make your business work? Don't forget, before we get to this level, you have confirmed with your market research that your business idea can work, is feasible. That's the first thing, don't forget. After that is when we are now going to jump on all of these components of a business plan. You don't just start writing a business plan when you have not tested your feasibility of your business idea. I want you to go back, put out 1, 2, 3 business ideas that you have got. Conduct a market research. Take your time. Approach people. Speak to people. The worst that can happen is that they are not going to attend to you. Big businesses conduct market research at all time. I used to work in Captain Cook between 2007 and 2008. I was one of the staff members in Captain Cook. And every time we have, Captain Cook is one of the biggest restaurants. I don't know if it's still the biggest anyway, but it used to be a very big restaurant in Osun. They were competing with the likes of Mr. Big's Tantalizer at the time I was talking about. It was one of the biggest trending restaurants at that time. Every time we have a customer walking into our market, into our restaurants, right? We give them a customer feedback letter. I mean, flyer. As they finish eating, there are questions they will answer. They answer those questions. Which of our food do you like most? How do we attend? How did our staffs attended to you? Do you like our services? Which of our appliances is not working? Is it the TV? Is it the AC? Is it the fan? Is our restaurant clean? Are you served well? Is your food hot when we serve it? Do you give any of our staff any tips? You know, how do you want us to improve? Customers feedback. We take those customers feedback, and at the end of the day we give it to the admin. If we have received 300 customers for that day, all of them might not want to fill it, but at least we receive about 50, between 50 to 100 feedback every day. Then we take it to the admin. The admin will take it to the data section. The data section will analyze it, will interpret it, and at the end of the day, they call back. At the end of the week, they call back and say, during the staff meeting, and say, okay, this is what our customers are saying about you. This is what our customers are saying about our food. This is what our customers are saying about our fan. This is what they are saying about our AC. So these are market research. We take customers' feedback. What are your customers saying? Many of us take customers' feedback as just there, as not important, as not valuable. Customers are saying how they feel about your business. So, but before you start, you need to go to those customers, ask them question. Be sure they are your customers. Remember, I gave a case study of a guy who started a baking material store. Today, within 6 months, he has closed up the shop and sold all his materials on auction. You don't want to do those mistakes because he did not conduct his market research. And I told him, I said to him, if you had conducted your market research very carefully, you would not have wasted your hard-earned money on the wrong business. He did not just lose money, he lost courage. Because when he's going to start a new business in the future or anytime soon, that trauma for losing a business is going to be in his head. The most difficult thing anybody can do is to lose a business and try to start a new one. It is difficult to do. And anybody who has done this can understand what I'm talking about. The trauma is always there. You don't want this to happen. If you are currently running a business, it is not too late for you to do your market segmentation, customer segmentation, do a new market research, have a new business plan. So all of these are what we are going to be talking about. We are going to be talking about your day-to-day operation, location, facilities, technologies, and equipment you're going to use. Where do you get your facilities from? Where do you get your equipment from? Is it going to be work for you? Is it going to work for you? And where is it going to be your business location? Where will your business be located? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking your supply chain and logistic. How do you want to move? When I started my business in 2012, I had no money for vehicle. I don't have money to buy a bus. But my business demand to have a bus. I jump into the public bus. I speak to people that drive Korope and I speak to them. I will need you to transport my goods from one junction to another, and I'm going to pay you for the whole day. They enjoy working with me. What is most important to me was to move my business, my product into the market. And I spoke to somebody who has a very clean boss, a very clean public boss. We had an agreement. Each time I need you, I'm going to call you on the phone and I'm going to use you for the rest of the day. I'm going to pay you for the rest of the day. I was doing that consistently for more than a year before I got my own boss. The process of getting my own boss is a different story I'm going to say to you during this conversation. It is difficult establishing a business from zero. So I'm going to be sharing my ideas on how I was able to scale through these processes. You too can do it. But some of the mistakes that we have made, you should not make those mistakes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about financial plan. I have given an example. I've driven you through what a financial plan in a business should look like. What is your revenue model? You people just have this idea. My business idea is brilliant. It's good. I'm going to make money. it is in your head. You need to build what they call MVP. That is your minimum viable product. Your minimum viable product is what you get to test run your business with. And people are going to assess that. They're going to give you a feedback. But how are you going to make money from this business? Your minimum viable product will tell you. Maruf wants to have a livestock farm. I am assuming is goats. I'm using goats as a case study. Have you tried to raise 2 goats independently on your own? Have you tried to raise 5 goats without intention of this is a business? If you have done that, that is what they call MVP. That is your MVP. That is your minimum viable product. You have reared 3 goats. This is not business now. Because you have intentions to start rearing goats. You have now reared 3 goats. The 3 goats you started survived. You were able to feed them, rear them for 6 months. And after 6 months, you have taken them to your customers, your potential customers, and they have bought it from you. They have paid you. And they are even calling you for more and say, I like that your goods. Can you supply us more? And you tell them, no, I'm just using this to test. That is your minimum viable product. That is how it works. You build a minimum viable product that your customers, your potential customers are willing to buy. Akorede want to start a poultry farm. You want to start by selling egg. Where do you want to get it from? Have you tried that before? Have you sold egg before? What is the politics around egg selling? Right? So you must be able to have a clear plan for your revenue model. How do you want to generate revenue? Then your profit and loss projection. Profit and loss projection. If you buy a small goat for 2,000 naira, for 20,000, and you have reared it for 6 months, do you take track of how much you spend over this period of 6 months? If you had that, the cost of raising this goat, the water, the electricity bill, the water bill, the transport, the feeding, and everything, the staff, the cleaning cost, and everything, if you factor it and add it to your cost of purchase, which is 20,000, if you have spent 60,000 to do all of this, it makes it 80,000. How much do you think you're going to make as profit? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be telling you what your profit margin should look like. What your profit margin should look like. So this is part of your financial model. If you have spent 80,000 to rear a goat for 6 months, right? And you have borrowed money from bank. You have borrowed 100,000 as loan from bank. And the bank wants you to return that money after 6 months. After 12 months. What you have spent to rear a goat for 6 months is 80,000. The current interest rates in Nigeria bank today is between 25 to 26%. And the bank is going to charge you 26% of 100,000. Right? What that means is that if you calculate 26% of 100,000 is what, and you add it together, the excess of that is what you are going to pay at the end of the year. By calculation, if you calculate 26% of 100,000, that is 26,000 naira. And you add it to the 100,000 that you took from bank, That is 126,000 naira. Please, I want you to pay attention to this. If at the end of the year, the bank is expecting you to pay back the money, you are going to pay back 126,000. So what that means is that you are going to refund 126,000 naira back to the bank. Now, you have raised the goat for 6 months. That means you are going to raise goat 2 times in a year. And you have expended 80,000 in raising a goat. If you sell that goat, how much are you going to sell it? Right? How much profit are you going to make? One thing you must understand, primary thing that you must understand, is that first of all, you must be able to factor your interest rate into your cost of operation. I don't want to confuse you here. If your cost of operation is 80,000, but bank has given you 26% as your interest rate, that 26% is part of your cost of production. Many people neglect this. They don't pay attention to this. So if you add that 26,000 for that 1 year and divide it by 2, that will be 13,000. So your cost of production for the first half of the year for one goat that you have read, 13,000 plus 80,000, that will be 96,000. What that means is that you have factored the cost of production, the bank interest rate to your cost of production. So if you are going to sell your product, you are now going to factor what is going to be your profit margin. So how do you calculate your profit margin? Your profit margin is going to be calculated based on your break-even analysis. This is where it gets tricky and difficult. So if your break-even is 10 months, you have taken a loan of 100,000. Don't forget, we have calculated how much you expended on the product, on the business. We have calculated the interest rates. That makes it 36,000. Now, we want to calculate what is your break-even. Don't forget, I said your break-even is when you sell a product or when you take a loan, when you are able to take a loan and pay that loan back and still have the money you took from bank in your hand. That period is your break-even. And I've said to you, the standard period for break-even is between 8 to 12 months. I want to use 10 months in this instance. So how much you have taken from bank is 100,000. And your break-even is 10 months. Divide 100,000 by 10 months. That is 10,000 naira. Okay? So if you have 10,000 naira for 1 month and you have raised the goat for 6 months, multiply that by 6 months, that will be 60,000. So your cost of production is 96,000. And if you add your what is it called? Your profit margin that you have calculated using your break even for 6 months, which is 60,000, add that to your cost of production, that will be 156,000. This is going to inform you of how much you are going to sell your products. So by calculation, you are going to sell a goat that you have reared for 6 months for 156,000. So you have factored your cost of production, you have factored your bank interest rate, and you have factored your profit margin. So if you buy a goat for 20,000 You have spent 80,000 on, I mean 60,000 on it for feeding, for other expenses, and you have added bank interest rates to it. That makes it 96,000. Your profit margin for one month in 6 months, that will be 60,000. If you add that to it, it will be 156,000. This is how to calculate how much to sell your product, and you are giving it out for 156,000. By the time you sell that for 2 years, I mean for two period in a year, you are going to make your money back. At the end of the year, you can return the bank money, which is 100,000, and still have 100,000 with you to continue your business. Ladies and gentlemen, before we come to the end of this, we are also going to talk about um your 3 to 5 years projection. We're going to consider your best case, worst case, and the most likely scenario. And we're also going to talk about the review and the exit plan. What are your exit plan? Every successful business must have an exit plan. And we're also going to model, like I mentioned, we're going to model 1, 2, 3 businesses as a case study at the end of this training. And I hope this is going to be beneficial to everyone. If you have any question, please put your question in the comment section and I'll be willing to attend to it. If you have any review for this session, please put it in the comment section and I will appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for staying by. Thank you, Maruf. Maruf said, honestly, you are giving me what I need, which is a beautiful thing. Thank you for your comment and I appreciate that. All right, I'm interested in livestock generally, but to start with goats and ram rearing. This is a beautiful projection. Dr. Abdullah said, me too. Oh yeah, good. So I've recognized that too. Are you sure we are here? We are still together? If you are here, please send me a message and let me know you are here. Yeah, Korede. Good. So please question. This is a time for question. If you have any question, please ask your question before we wrap it up. We're going to stop exactly um um at exactly 1:30. We are going to stop at exactly 1:30. So Korede said, uh to buttress your points about the goat and ram rearing. Another aspect of it is veterinary. As a starter, you must understand their sickness, symptoms, and treatment basically, and how to process their feed. This is what is called technical know-how. So before you decide on what to do, before you develop a business idea, you must have the knowledge, the technical know-how of how to run that business. And I hope he must have done his primary assignment, or he will have the technical know-how in this regard. Thank you, Mr. BayoBrahim. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate that. So Korede is asking the question: how to deal with challenges that can make someone from jump from his or her existing business to another. Because I believe if the business is going well, making good profit, there will be no need of switching to. Okay, and how to deal with challenges that can make someone jump from his or her existing business to another. Because I believe, yeah. So, and this is what we are talking about. Korede, if you can hear me, if you can hear me, so this is what we have spoken about. Yeah, people jump from one business to another because of lack of clear plan, and this is what we are advocating. If you have a clear plan from the beginning, you are going to understand what challenges you're going to have in that business, what problems you're going to have in that business, why you cannot do that business for long. I understand there are businesses that are periodic. We are not talking about periodic business now. We are talking about sustainable business that you can transfer from one generation to another. And that is what we are talking about. So if you want to do this, if this is your intention, then you must have a clear blueprint, a clear plan. And I hope this is going to be helpful. Thank you, Korede, for that question. That market research stuff, can I put my reach in writing or how? Can I put my research, okay, in writing or how? Yes. So what you need to do if you need to conduct a market research. So I'm going to give you some of the things that you need to do. So just a moment. Yeah, remember I was saying to you that you are going to have idea of what and what you should do when you want to conduct a market research. I have mentioned why this is important to us and what you need to do and why you should do it. This is a foundation of a successful, sustainable business. If you want to conduct a market research, there are basic things that you need to do. I mentioned you must identify clearly what your business is, what business do you want to do, what problem do you want to solve. So you must clearly divine. So you must clearly divine what you need to learn, right? Identify your target customer. You know, when I talk about what you need to learn, who exactly is your customer? What problem are they trying to solve? No, how are they solving it to today? Like what problem are they saving? Are they facing? And how are they trying to solve that problem? Right? And then how are they solving that problem? How much are they willing to pay? These are everything I've mentioned. What will make them switch? I've mentioned all of these things. What will make them switch from what they are currently doing now to what they are doing? Let me give you a case study. Before we used to have MTN and Airtel, and the cost of MTN SIM card when they newly started was around 35,000 naira in the 90s, 1999, 1999, 2000, up to 2003. The cost of MTN SIM card was around 35,000. Some bought it for 50,000 naira, right? And they were only charging per hour. So they have a charge that they charge per minute. And if you make a call for 1 second, they charge you for 1 minute. If you make a call for 2 seconds, they charge you for 1 minute. And it was going on and on and on like that until Globalcom came. Then Globalcom started giving people free, started selling their SIM card for 10,000 naira. MTN that used to be 35,000, 50,000. Globalcom came and started selling their SIM card for 10,000. When they buy SIM card for 10,000, you're going to meet a credit card of 10,000 naira on it. Then over time, they started selling it for 5,000. And people switch. You see the problem? It was hard on people to pay 50,000 and 35,000 for SIM card. The only people you see using phone that time were the big men, were the rich. But the poor also wanted to use. The common man also wanted to use, but was too expensive. Then Globalcom saw that opportunity and exploit it. They started by giving out their SIM card for 10,000 instead of 25, 35. It was a lot different. And a lot of people jump on it. Then over time, they started giving it out for 5,000. And as time goes on for 2,000, then later 1,000. Then at the point, it became free. So these were problems that Globalcom identified. MTN used to charge per minute. Globalcom started with per second charges. So if you make call for 1 second, you don't have to be charged for 1 minute. So these are problems that Globalcom use to penetrate the market. And today, Globalcom has one of the biggest share in telecom market in Africa, not only in Nigeria, and became so competitive up to today. So what problem do you, so these are part of, before they do that, they must have done their market research and identify what is the problem that people are facing. You must understand that. Then what will make them switch? What will make you switch from MTN to Airtel? What will make you switch from Airtel to Etisalat? There was a time MTN was doing free call at night, in the middle of the night. It was only MTN that was doing it. So people, because of that, were switching from Globalcom to MTN until Etisalat and Globalcom also borrowed those ideas and started doing that too. So the number two thing is you must identify your customers. What is their age range? What job do they do? What is their location? What is their income level? What industries? What is their industries or lifestyle? What is their pain point? So you must understand all of this. So these are the things you should put in your market research. If you follow me to this level, you should also do quick secondary research. And this is, you're going to be talking about what is trending online. What is the what platform can you use to propagate your market, your product. Then what is your competitor? You must pay attention to your competitors' websites. So these are just secondary. Then you must be able to analyze your competitors. Who are your competitors? We are going to talk about your competitor when we get there during this training. Then you want to talk about the price, the target customers, the key features of their products. Talk to your real people. That's what I said. Talk to real people. This is the most important step. Talk to the real people who are going to give you real response. How to find the real people? Go to the market, right? Go to your neighborhood, right? Do a WhatsApp pool. It is very easy to do pool now, to do market research now. I'm going to teach you all of this when we get there. Then how many how many do you need to do? You can conduct 20 to 40 market research, identify 20 to 40 people, then come back with a response, analyze it, look at the related ones, which one are giving you the positive, which one are giving you the negative results. Then that is going to tell you if you're going to be selling to Muslims during Ramadan or during festive period. Go to them and ask them question, right? If you're going to be selling to Christian during Christmas period, speak to them and ask them question, and they're going to attend to you. So do conduct like 20 to 40 people, get their results, analyze it, and you don't need if you can go by data analysis, a good thing. But if you cannot go to the level of your data analysis, you can read their response and interpret it. Then just conduct a simple survey. You can conduct a simple survey by using Google Form. There's Google Form and there's Type Form. Like, keep it short, between 5 to 10 questions. Who are they? Where are they? How do they face the problem? Their current solution and price sensitivities. What features matter most for them? Then you should test the demand with a small experiment. And this is what I call your minimum viable product. So this is how to conduct your market research. Maruf, I hope I've been able to answer your question. If I've answered your question, I want you to type in the comment section and say yes. Or if you have any new question, you can put it in the comment section. This session is going to end in the next 2 minutes. I will appreciate if you can put your feedback in the comment section. Let me know your feedback. What do you feel about this, and what is your expectation for the future training? Thank you very much. Yeah, you can put your question or your feedback in the comment section. Let me have your feedback. Let me have your feedback, please, and your expectation for future training.
Yeah, can I have your feedback and your future expectation in the next training? Thank you. This is going to end in 1 minute, and we are going to put an end to this training. I appreciate your attention, your time, and thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. And our next training, yes, I understand that there are challenges in the area of us business, but I can I base my target audience to be the middle class and later upgrade my business later to target. This is a beautiful one. So it's left to you. So it's for you to decide. So by the time you conduct your market research, you'll be able to decide, right? That's why your market research is very, very important. Conduct your market research and be sure that you are targeting the right people. Thank you very much. Teniola said, very insightful, and thank you, sir. I'm grateful. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for your time, sir. I'm grateful. So our next training is going to come next Saturday, the same time next Saturday. If you keep the time, unfortunately, we had issue with our mic. So if this is the way we're going to build, I think it will make sense if we continue this way. So otherwise, I might have to program a new platform. But before between now and next week, we'll be able to decide where it's going to be. So our next training is going to be 31st, last day of the month, 31st of January, then 2026, same time. Yeah, it's going to come up at 11:30, 11 o'clock to 13:30 Central African time. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to announce to us on Facebook. Please continue to follow me on Facebook and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to announce to us in the future where we're going to have this training. I'm really very grateful for your time. Thank you and God bless you. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Bye bye.